Hey guys, I'm back with another video. This video is about the Kalergi plan. Uh-oh. This is something that most people are like afraid to talk about because I don't think they know how to properly talk about it without sounding hateful. But I'm going to go through it and it's going to make total sense to everybody. Okay, so this is from Wikipedia. Now keep in mind, Wikipedia is full of shit, but let's go through it anyway. The Kalergi plan, sometimes called the Coudenhove-Kalergi conspiracy, is a far-right, anti-Semitic, white genocide conspiracy theory, which claims that Austrian-Japanese politician Richard von Coudenhove-Kalergi concocted a plot to mix white Europeans with other races via immigration. It was promoted in aristocratic European social circles. The conspiracy theory is most often associated with European groups and parties, but it has also spread to North American politics. So what do you guys think? I actually would like to hear from people of different races, because I don't hate anybody of any other race. I like all races. So I'd like to hear the opinions of people from other races. Is there some sort of plot to race mix white people out of existence? I'd like to hear your opinions on it. Origins. The conspiracy theory stems from a section of Kalergi's book, Praktischer Idealismus, I can't pronounce it, it's not even English, in which he predicted that a mixed race of the future would arise. The man of the future will be of mixed race. Today's races and classes will gradually disappear, owing to the vanishing of space-time and prejudice. The Eurasian Negroid race of the future, similar in its appearance to the ancient Egyptians, will replace the diversity of peoples with a diversity of individuals. Modern far-right individuals seek to draw relationships between contemporary European policymaking in this quote. Austrian neo-Nazi writer Gerd Hansik wrote about the subject in his book Kalergi Plan, 2005. The independent Italian newspaper L'Inchiesta investigated the conspiracy theory and described it as a hoax, which is comparable to the fabricated anti-Semitic document The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Ooh. Reception. The Southern Poverty Law Center describes the Kalergi plan as a distinctly European way of pushing the white genocide conspiracy theory on the continent, with white nationalists quoting Coudenhove-Kalergi's writings out of context in order to assert that the European Union's immigration policies were insidious plots that were hatched decades ago in order to destroy white people. Hope, Not Hate, an anti-racism advocacy group, has described it as a racist conspiracy theory which alleges that Coudenhove-Kalergi intended to influence Europe's policies on immigration in order to create a populace devoid of identity, which would then supposedly be ruled by a Jewish elite. Now that's according to Wikipedia. In his 2018 novel, Middle England, author Jonathan Coe satirizes the concept with his conspiracy theorist character, Peter Stopes. In 2019, the right-wing non-profit organization Turning Point USA posted a photograph on Twitter in which a person was holding a beach ball that featured text promoting this conspiracy theory. The tweet was deleted soon afterwards. So guys, what do you think? Is the Kalergi plan real? And I really want to hear from people of other races. Is there a plot to race mix white people out of existence? What do people of other races think? Do you think there's a plot by somebody that hates white people and they want to get rid of them? Now, a lot of times, even if you go to bring up this subject, people start calling you names like Nazi or white supremacist or whatever, KKK, 666. You know, you can't even bring it up without being called names because people think if a white person brings this up that they hate people of other races. And that's not true. I don't hate people of other races. I want to go to Japan and hang out with Japanese people. I think it'd be awesome. I like people of all races. I want to go to India and hang out with Indian people. I want to travel the world and hang out with all the races. I want to go to Africa and hang out with black people in Africa. Okay, I want to go all over the world. But like I said, you have to ask the question, is it worth preserving all of the races as they are distinctively? Like, should black people be preserved? I say yes. Black people should preserve themselves. Should Indian people be preserved? Yes. Should Arabs be preserved? Yes. Should Asians be preserved? Yes. All the races should be preserved. Now I'm going to ask the question, should white people be included in that too? Should white people be preserved? And I say yes, white people should be preserved. All the races should be preserved. This is diversity, right? Diversity is all the different races existing. Now, do all the different races need a safe space? Like, for instance, do black people need a safe space so they can remain black people? Do Asian people need a safe space so they can remain Asian people? Do Indian people need a Indian safe space so they can remain Indian people? Do white people need a safe space so they can remain white people? Now, a lot of times when this subject's brought up, another thing people will bring up is, you're a white supremacist. And when they say that, they mean, oh, you think the white race is better than every other race. I don't care what race is better. I think that's just a way to sort of stop the argument, because they don't want to talk about this at all, because they don't want white people to be preserved, because maybe there is a plot to get rid of white people, so they just want to shut white people up by calling them names, hateful names, and saying you want to preserve your own race, then you're a hater, and you're evil, and you're a Nazi, and you're a supremacist. You think the white race is better than every other race. Now, this is just a way to stop the conversation, because I don't think the white race is better than other race. I don't care which race is better. I like all races. I think all people have their strengths and weaknesses, and it doesn't matter who's better. It's like when you take a look at the wild cats of Africa. If I say I want to preserve the cheetah, I'm not a cheetah supremacist. I don't think the cheetah is better than the lion or the sand cat or the African wildcat or the leopard. I just think every cat should be preserved, because we value all these different types of big wild cats because they're friggin' awesome. So they all need their own safe space. They all need their own habitat and wilderness. It's not about being a cheetah supremacist. It's about just preserving the cheetah, okay? Because we like cheetahs. Cheetahs are cool. We don't want cheetahs to die out. The cheetah isn't a Nazi. I'm not a cheetah supremacist. I just think cheetahs are cool. I think all the cats are cool, and let's preserve all of them, and let's all of them have their own habitat, okay? It's the same with birds. We have all these different species of birds. A lot of them are closely related, but is it worth preserving all the different birds separately? That's the question. Like, I don't know, for instance, a seagull. Is it worth preserving the seagull? Is it worth preserving a mallard duck? Now, if I say, guys, I'm worried about the mallard ducks, I think they're going to go extinct because are we going to breed all the mallard ducks with the seagulls? Are we going to value both species and give them their own habitat? I'm not a mallard duck supremacist. I don't think the mallard ducks are better than all the other birds. I just think the mallard duck, along with all the other birds, should be preserved. So here's all the human beings of different ethnicities. They're all human beings, but they're all different ethnicities, and they all have different cultures. So the question is, should all the different human beings and cultures and ethnicities, should they be preserved? Should they all have their own habitat and their own safe space? And does this include white people? Are white people included in this? Like let's say the white people are like the cheetah, like I said. I'm not saying white people are better than anybody. I'm not saying that the white people are supreme. I'm just saying, hey, are the white people going to go extinct because of the Coudenhove Kalergi plan? Is that a plan to race mix white people out of existence? I mean, we wouldn't want to, mix all the cats up and then wipe out the cheat out of existence because we value all the cats. The question is, do we value all the races, including white people? Because I'm a white person, guys. So I'm speaking about this because I'm a white person. But I like all the races. And I actually would like to hear from all the races, especially on this video. I want to hear from black people. I want to hear from black men. And do they is what I'm saying making sense? Or am I a fucking KKK racist supremacist, Nazi white supremacist? Because I want white people to exist and have a safe space. Because I want black people to have a safe space. I want all the people to. So I'd like to hear from other races and tell me, am I making sense? Or am I just off my rocker when I say it looks like white people, there's a plan to race mix white people out of existence and put all the white women on birth control and tell all the white women to get careers and work till they're 40 so they don't have babies? Is there some sort of brainwashing going on against white people because a certain other people want to get rid of them so they can rule the world and so they won't have white people in their way? That's the question. Now, here's a good video by Muhammad Ali, and I agree with everything he says, and there's no hate involved in it. Let's just hear what he says, and then I'll comment on it, okay?
Any white woman in this audience today, any white man in this audience today, in their right mind, don't want little black boys and little black girls coming around your homes, schools, and churches looking to marry your sons and daughters, and in return introducing your grandchildren as little half-brown, kinky-head Negro children. No intelligent black man in this audience, no intelligent black woman in this audience want little white boys and little white girls coming to marry their sons and daughters, and in return introducing your grandchildren as little half-white, green-eyed, blonde-haired Negroes. We are not seeking to lose our identity in blood mixing and our beautiful black African history. We don't hate you. We don't hate those of you who are white. We just want to stay black. We love my color. I just love myself.
Because let me tell you something. If you have any colleges here where black people go to college, have an assembly or something and watch and see all the Jamaicans, all the Trinidadians, the West Indians. They just naturally came together. Everybody like to do his own. You see some bluebirds going this way, red birds flying this way. They might get all mixed up, but they'll all come out together. And you see the tigers with the tigers, the monkeys with the monkeys, the lions with the lions, the giraffes with the giraffes. They're all animal cats, but they got different hangouts. You see the eagles over here, the pigeons over here, the buzzards over here, the all type bluebirds, the red birds, the owls. They all are birds, but they got different little cultures. You got your English talking, your English food, and you and the man in Germany are both brothers, but your cultures are different. You and the man in Russia are even more different yet. I was in Zaire, home of my brothers, but the food and the way they talk, the way they dance, I'm not home till I get back to Harlem to the brothers. Yeah, baby, can't stand it. Yeah. See, so you understand? So ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be with your own kind. But what's wrong with me wanting to be with my kind? People who in the neighborhoods, we clean their own neighborhoods. And another thing, when you say integration, it comes on the intermarriage too, right? All right. Being together. Right, sure. And I'm sure no intelligent white person watching this show, or no intelligent white man in his or her right white mind, want black boys and black girls marrying their white sons and daughters, and in return introducing their grandchildren as half-brown, kinky-haired black people. I'm sure I wouldn't object to that. Well, you wouldn't, but a lot of them. Well, I'm sure a lot of people. No, it's this the point. What I'm trying to say is this. You don't have it. You say you don't. You don't have it. You really ain't gonna have it. You don't show it. You gotta say that.
No, that's not true.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I don't think I'm any different from you. You see.
We're much different.
I mean, I think society's made us different.
We're different. We all together.
Society's made us different.
No, not society. God made us different.
No, we're just human beings. He made all of us.
We all listen. Bluebirds fly with bluebirds. Red birds want to be with red birds. Listen. Tell me when I'm wrong. Pigeons want to be with pigeons. Tell me when I'm wrong. We should have. They don't have intelligence, but yet they stay together. We should have more intelligence than them, right? Buzzards are with buzzards. Buzzards are with buzzards. Bluebirds are with bluebirds. They all are birds, but they got different cultures. The eagles like to hang out in the mountains. The buzzard like to fly around the desert.
Well,
the bluebird like to fly around the trees and
There'll be
the
certain
grass.
problems a buzzard mating with a sparrow, wouldn't there?
What?
There'll be certain.
Right. And that's
I
we
mean-
have the problems too.
No,
I don't see no black and white couples in England or America walking around proud holding their children
That's because
and
society.
going out.
That's society's fault. I mean,
Well,
but I mean, we've got to educate people around it.
Well, life is too short for me to be great catching hell for something like that. I'd rather go and be my own. Have a beautiful daughter, beautiful wife. They look like me. We're all happy, and I don't have no trouble. No trouble. I ain't that much in love with no woman to go through all that hell. Ain't no one woman that good. You understand?
I understand. Yeah, I do understand. I understand. I think it's sad that
It ain't sad because I want my
it's,
child to look like me.
it's
Every intelligent person wants his child to look like him. I'm sad because I want to blot out my race and lose my beautiful identity. Chinese love Chinese. They love the little slanted-eyed, pretty brown-skinned babies. Pakistanis love their culture. Jewish people love their culture. A lot of Catholics, they want to marry number Catholics. They want the religion to stay the same. Who want to spot up yourself and kill your race? You a hater of your people if you don't want to stay who you are. You shame what God made you. God didn't make no mistake when He made us all like we were.
I think that's a philosophy of despair.
Despair.
I really do.
It ain't no
Yeah,
despair.
I think
Number
that's-
one, ain't no woman. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you. Listen, no woman on this whole earth, not even a black woman in Muslim countries, can please me and cook for me and socialize and talk to me like my American black woman. No woman, at last is a white woman, can really identify with me and my feelings and the way I act and the way I talk. And you can't take no Chinese man and give him no Puerto Rican woman and holler about we're in love and you emotionally in love and physically, but really they're not happy because she's gonna hear some Puerto Rican music, he's gonna hear some Chinese music, and they're gonna be clashing all the time. It's just nature. You can do what you want, but it's nature to want to be with your own. I want to be with my own. I love my people. That's all. I hate no.
So there you have it from Muhammad Ali. He says, are you a hater of your own people? He loves his own people. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with black people loving their own people. There's nothing wrong with Japanese people loving their own people. There's nothing wrong with Arabs loving their own people. There's nothing wrong with white people loving their own people. Uh-oh, I'm a fucking KKK supremacist Nazi. You know what I mean? Like, this is bullshit, man. I think there's a lot of anti-white hate out there, and they want to make it look like if white people just want to exist, that they're hateful. It's like what do you call it? It's like the Jedi mind trick, man. They're making it look like the people who hate white people, they want it to make white people look like we're hateful just for wanting to exist and have a safe space. So what do you guys think of other different races? I'd like to talk to people of other races. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Do white people deserve to exist? Should white men and white women love each other and get married and have white children and, have a white race? Or should there be no white race and just all the other races mixed together? And there you go. We just have a planet full of race mixed people. Or should we preserve all the different races because we love all the different races? They all have the unique things they bring. And is it hateful for me to even say this? Am I just a fucking KKK psychopath? Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.